The year was 2010, and I remember when I was just about to turn 25, God had started to call me to do certain things for Him. He wanted me to post Bible scriptures every single day to my Facebook account. And I went from posting about parties, hosting parties. I made a hard transition. And when I say hard transition, it was like the exact opposite of what I used to post. I started posting more and more about Him. And I remember when I started transitioning, even my friends, they were looking like, okay, let's see what happens. And it started to become more and more consistent. But I remember there was a part of me that I really needed to work on. Began to get a little arrogant in my new found relationship with Christ. I'm like, I started acting holier than thou. And we know that there's some people in our society that host or have that same mindset. They feel like they're above the things that people are going through. But it's not necessarily that. It's the fact that now that you are a new creation in Christ, there's a mindset. Your mind is being renewed every single day. So that means even the negative things that are affecting us today or that could affect us today, it's not affecting us because we are setting our mind on Christ. We are continually seeking after Him. We're developing a relationship with Him. So now our actions are reflective and being more like Him. But there was a part in Proverbs I want to share with you all today that drove some points home to me, and it really convicted me. Well, let me not further explain. Let me let the word speak for us. I'm coming from Proverbs chapter 6, verses 16 through 19 in the NIV. It says, "There are 6 things the Lord hates, 7 that are detestable to Him: haughty eyes, a lying tongue, hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that devises wicked schemes, feet that are quick to rush into evil, a false witness who pours out lies, and a person who stirs up conflict in the community." You know, there's a part of us that feels like none of these apply to us, but if you really read them, you'll see that there's at least one, I counted 3 or 4, that applies or that has applied and sometimes still apply, and maybe if we're not careful in the future, will apply to us. Let's take a look at the list again. A lying tongue. You know that time on your timesheet where you came back a minute earlier than you really did, or you started work a little bit earlier than you really did. Think about hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that devises wicked schemes. That person that wronged you, that person that you feel like deserves what you're about to do to them. Think about where your mind has to go in order for you to try to get even with somebody. I think about times in my life where I've gotten even with people, and I'm like, man, my mind had to go into a dark place. It had to go in the same darkness that the person's mind was in, but I had to realize that it's not me and him or me and them. It's our spirit wrestling with the flesh. Like we are doing something, we are being used as an instrument of evil by the devil. And he is causing for us to war against each other when the war is not against me or them. Feet that are quick to rush into evil. I think about it again over my life. Going out, hey, I shouldn't go to this girl's house late at night. I shouldn't go to this particular situation. I should have walked away when that person challenged me. But I'm quick to act. Let's set it off. Let's do it. I'm in. A false witness who pours out lies and a person who stirs up conflict in the community. That last part really sticks out to me because that speaks to the times that even a small thing that we may have heard from somebody else and we repeat it, and it causes strife, it causes conflict between members of the community, people that are around us, aka gossip. We're all guilty of it here and there. But now that we know these are the 7 which Solomon corrects himself in there. There's 7 things that God it says is abominable. It's abomination. It's destruction. It's destructive behavior. And this video is serving as a reminder to myself, and I hope to you as well, that these 7 things can be avoided if we continually renew our mind. Be not conformed to the world. Romans 12, chapter 12, verse 2, excuse me. Do not be conformed to the world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind. It continually has to happen every single day, because the temptation to do one of these 7 things, it won't go away. How you respond is what you can control. You can't control the fact that you may be tempted in these 7 areas that are destructive behavior. How will you respond? Will you give in? Or will you know that you stand out and that you're above the temptations that may come your way?